All right, so we're going to get started. I am Ken Canion. I am your host of Love, Lust, and Lies. Today, I wanted to kind of delve into why women stay in bad relationships so long. Why they stay in them so long. Because a lot of times, have y'all ever stayed in a relationship longer than you should have? You know, you gave more than you wanted. You stayed longer than you should have. And at the end of the day, you wish you had cut it off a little bit earlier. So today, what we're going to talk about primarily is why women stay in and what to do about it. So I had gotten an email, and the email was from a young lady who said she had been in a relationship much too long. She was wondering if she had been in it too long because everything that was going on with her, you know, now the relationship had gotten bad. They weren't talking, they weren't communicating. And I asked her one question, and I said this. I said, is the relationship worth doing the work to keep it? So I'll ask you again, is the relationship worth doing the work to keep it? And she thought about that for a minute because she had never been asked that question before. And she said, you know what? It is not. Then I said, it's time for you to move on. And so, y'all, a lot of times we stay in relationships because it's like most every relationship you ever get in will have an expiration date. We don't look at it like that. We don't think about it like that. But 90%, 90% of the relationships, hopefully 99% of the relationships, if you find that one person, will end with an expiration date. The question is we try to hold on to the relationship because we want that relationship to be that 1% that actually stays the test of time. So, but it's just like a shirt in your closet or a dress, a skirt or something in your closet. And what do we do with it, y'all? A lot of times we keep stuff because we're attached to it, because of the meaning that it used to have, the things that we are attached to, the emotion that it used to have. So I wore that when I was a size 6, and I'm going to get back to that size 6 one day. I said it too. And by the time I get back to the size quote unquote that I wanted to, the thing that I was attached to really became obsolete because I was a different person when I got to the point where I could use it again. So now what's happening is you want to hold on to a relationship, but you have fundamentally become a different individual than you were when you first got into the relationship. And so you stay into the relationship hoping that individual and the emotions that came with that individual will come back. But they won't. The truth is, we all evolve. Sometimes we grow, sometimes we die. And what I mean, not a literal death, but I mean a death where we stop growing, okay? And so today, what we're going to talk about is why women stay in relationships so bad and what to do about it. So the first thing I want you to understand is why we stay. Number one, we stay, how do we know we've stayed too long? How do we know we stayed too long? Number one, you stayed too long when, I wrote this down, y'all, this was powerful. When the relationship doesn't serve the purpose in which it was created. You know you stayed too long when the relationship doesn't serve the purpose in which it was created. Every one of us gets into a relationship for one or two reasons. You don't know this. I'm just consciously putting something to it, okay? Number one, it is either growth. Okay, we grow in a relationship, or healing. Growth or healing. The truth is, every relationship you get into, its sole purpose, and now the other stuff goes along with it. The park you hang out at, you guys make babies together, you build a family together. All of those things fall under two categories. Number one, it falls under the category of, I'm in this relationship because I want to grow as a person individually, but I can grow collectively. Okay, growth. The second reason I'm in this relationship is I'm in this relationship because I want to heal. I want to heal some of the past things. Every relationship, as Milani Shani says, my business partner says, every relationship is an opportunity to heal. Okay? Every relationship. I heal things of the past. My wife just wrote a book recently, y'all. It is a powerful book. It's called I Am Simply Net, because my wife is a professional comedian. Be simply, and she says, I am simply Net, be simply you. The book is about all of the things that people told her when she was young and all of the seeds that growed into weeds in her life. Now, our relationship has helped her heal from that stuff, okay? So the relationship, so I'll get into this, the two reasons why, how do you know you stayed too long? Number one, when the relationship ceased to do what it was designed to do, either grow or heal. Second thing, the relationship has become toxic. Toxic. Now, when something is toxic, the thing that is toxic begins to destroy your body from the inside out. Anytime you take something toxic, it begins to destroy your body from the inside out. So, for instance, the coronavirus. The coronavirus is toxic to our bodies. And what it does is, once it enters your system, it begins to destroy your body from the inside out. What it does is, number one, it comes in. Number two, it masks itself. They say the coronavirus masks itself as something else, so your killer cells don't really recognize it. How many of you people have come into your life and they wore masks and you didn't recognize what was underneath the mask? That's what the coronavirus does. And then the coronavirus attaches itself to your cells. Now, so your cells can't recognize it that it's bad. So now what it does is it begins to attach itself to your lungs, okay? And then it multiplies, it manifests, it clones itself. How many folk in your life, they done came in your life and then they cloned, and then all of a sudden they magnified themselves. Now the mask was taken off, and when the mask is taken off, all of the other cells say, oh shit, that's a virus. We gotta go kill it. And then they converge on it. But by the time they know what it is, it's sometimes too late, because it's built up, it's duplicated itself. It's built up enough power where it overtakes your white cells. And that's why your body releases this whole mucus is released, because your body trying to fight it. You get the temperature, the heat, because think about it, it's going into warfare. So you staying too long because the relationship has been gotten toxic. So I want to give you some things. And if you're in a relationship, I want you to understand this. If you're in a relationship now, you want to know if I stayed too long. And sometimes, y'all, we got to get out. Most relationships have an expiration date. Most of them do. But we're unwilling to face that because of these reasons, right, that I'm about to give you. All right. So what I want to do is I want to show you the reasons why people stay too long, why ladies stay too long, and what we need to do about it. Okay. What we need to do about it. Number one. First reason why people stay too long is they say this: we've been together so long. We've been together so long. Now get this. People convince themselves. They will, and all of us, have you ever said this? Many of us have said this. I've said this. I've been in a relationship so long, not with me, even another individual, a romantic relationship, but a lot of times a friendship. I've been in a relationship so long. We've been friends so long. But one day I sat back. I had a particular friend, and I sat back and I thought about this relationship has ceased to do what it was designed to do. Remember, every relationship you get in is designed to help you grow or heal. Now, many of the relationships that we're in are not helping us grow at all. The relationship has become so stagnant, yet we hang on to it for long because we've been in it so long. That's like saying, even though I've been drinking this poison for long. So no, I gotta give you another one. Let's say you haven't had air conditioning in your house. And then you have an opportunity to get air conditioning. And you said, because I haven't had air conditioning for so long, I'm gonna stay in this heat. How ridiculous is that? And it's 110 outside. If you lived in Las Vegas, that doesn't make sense. And what we do is, y'all, we make irrational arguments all day long to support causes that don't serve us. And so because you've been in it so long, there's no reason why you should stay in it, especially if it's toxic, especially if it's not serving you, especially if it's, at the end of the day, it's causing you to fundamentally die. Okay? Not literally, but figuratively, mentally, emotionally. Number two, the reason why women stay in it so long is they say, I still love him. I still love him. All right, cool. What does love have to do with it? Let me tell you something. If love was the only thing needed, we would not have over 50% divorce rate. See, the truth of the matter is you can love somebody and they not be good for you. But what we do is, because we love somebody and the release of all of these hormones in our system, we negate the core value system that's supposed to keep us together. So what happens is our core value system is different. Our core value system is opposite. Our core value system is the exact opposite. Let me tell you what I mean by core value system. So in our latest book, my wife and I wrote a book. It's called The Canion Culture: How to Create Relationships That Last. And it's about creating a culture in your relationship. Think about companies, y'all. Companies that people want to work for. Like for instance, Google. Nobody wants to leave Google. People want to stay at Google. Once they let you bring your dog, free healthcare, free lunches. People love it because they've created a culture where the individual thrives. Nobody wants to leave. People want to work there. Okay, Zappos, another company where people thrive. Do you not know? Zappos, I don't know if you have ever bought shoes from Zappos. Zappos has the craziest policy I've ever heard. Here's the policy. When you go through training, you have to go through 2 types of trainings. You have to go through, number 1 with Zappos, a skills training to see if you have the skill set to be a part of the company. But the other training is you have a culture training to see if the culture, get fit for the culture. Now, when you pass both of these tests, let me take out what happens. They send you through a 6-week training, right? And in this 6-week training, at the end of it, once you're at the end of it, what they say is this: we're going to offer you $2,000 to leave. Now get this, y'all. $2,000. After you finish training and all of this, they say to you, we will give you $2,000 to leave the company. Do you know 97% of the people that do the training that are offered the $2,000, they stay. They said, nah, I'd rather stay because the culture fits me. Y'all, the truth is if your culture isn't right, if your core values aren't the same, love is never going to matter. You think about it. Most people get married. They don't say at the end of they don't say, you know what? Hey, we're going to get married today, but in 3 years, we're going to get a divorce. All right. Is that cool with you? They don't say that. Most of them think that they're going to stay together. But the truth is, they've never really took time to get into their core values, to find out who this other person is. They just got blinded by emotions, their hormones. And we've talked about that before. Number 3, I ain't gonna spend a lot of time on this, but it's a big reason why people stay, is they're people pleasers. People pleasers are people who just want to see everybody else happy. You know, my wife got this saying about dudes who get women, you know, want to change them, want to fix them, you know, and she calls them Captain Saberhole, right? And I'm saying, and I was like, she's like, I know dudes, all he want to do is fix them, fix them, fix them. And there are women like that who want to fix them. And so before we get into the fixing part, they want to please, people pleasers. Let me, I just conflated 2 of them. Let me back up. I'm too fast. Number 3 is the people pleaser. That's the person who want to make everybody happy. Can we all just get along? Can everybody in the house get along? And we want to all get along. We want to be that people pleaser. I want to make you happy. I'll go out of my way. What do you want me to do? I'll do that. And what happens is they deny themselves happiness in an effort to make the other person happy. But what they ultimately think is, they think when the other person is happy, it will trickle down to me and I will achieve happiness. But that's not true. It never happens that way. So they're in this perpetual cycle to please other folk. Then when you're trying to please other folk, and in pleasing other folk, you never please yourself. Okay? Now, number 4 is they want to fix him. She wants to fix him. Now, here's why. A lot of people will not get married based on who the person is. What they do is they get married based on the person's potential. They marry the person's potential, but they neglect who the person is. They say, He's a good guy. He does some bad stuff. I'll ignore that because he has the potential to be great. Let me give you a piece of advice. Here it is. Do not ever marry somebody or get into a long-term relationship based on a person's potential. What you want to do is accept who they are and say to yourself, you ask yourself a question. Here's the fundamental question you ask yourself. If this person never changes, if they never change, am I willing to accept them as they are? If the answer to that question is no, then you have to leave. You have to leave. And true, Milani, people pleasing ends in self-denial because you will deny yourself for somebody else. But ultimately, when you deny yourself for somebody else, you're going to resent that person and you're going to resent yourself. It always happens, y'all. And then you're going to be in a space where you need to be healed and you don't understand why is it that I'm always people pleasing? Because there's something deeper in me. And people got to realize that. They got to realize that part. All right. Now, number 5, your self-worth has been devalued in the relationship. It could have been before the relationship, but a lot of times your self-value has been diminished in the relationship. And so when your self-value is diminished in the relationship, what happens is there's a study that if your self-worth or self-esteem, your self-esteem is simply the worth you place on yourself, is diminished during the relationship, you're going to look to the relationship or the other person into the relationship to add value to you. Now get what I just said. The person you're with has reduced your self-esteem. And what happens, it makes you more vulnerable to that person because you've allowed them to reduce your self-esteem. You look to them to give you back that which you've allowed them to take from you. And so now you're in this perpetual cycle and the person keeps telling you what you're not. And then what happens is you go lower and lower and lower. You cling more to that person, but you don't know why you cling to him. But you're clinging to him. You're asking, you're hoping that they will give you back that which you left, that which you allowed them to take from you, your self-esteem. And I'm telling you, people, there was a study that was done on this, and I was like, it makes so much sense. Now they stay with the abuser. They stay with the person who has diminished them because now I keep reaching. It's for them. It's like the person who has a family member who has a father, and the father never edified them. The father never told them they were great or beautiful, and they keep looking for it. Women do it all the time in relationships. They have daddy issues, and the daddy never told them they were beautiful. The daddy never told them, gave them their blessing, and they're looking to a man to give them their blessing because the daddy never gave it to them. The daddy devalued them, and they're trying to get the value back. But the only way they can get the value back is heal from that. Heal from that and realize that their Father in heaven is the one that gave them the value. He's the one that told you you were wonderfully and beautifully made. He was the one that told you how great you were. You come from greatness. But the end of the day is, if you don't believe it, it ain't going to ever matter. It's not going to ever matter. People can say all day, yeah, Caprice, people can say, know your worth already. Know your worth. But if you've never been shown the process of gaining that self-worth back, if you've never been shown why you feel the way you feel, if you've never been shown what seed is in you that's growing, then you ain't gonna never be able to heal. Now, I'm finna get on this internet and I'm finna spread this message to the world. But some people want to be healed. But the truth of the matter is, can we be honest? Some people don't really want to be healed. Some people just want to feel better for the moment. They don't want to be healed. They just want to feel better for the moment. Now I ain't dealing with no more clients like that. I don't care. Because people, I want to help the whole world. Everybody calling me, I'm giving advice, and I realize they don't want to be healed. All they want to do is feel better for the moment. And as soon as they feel better for the moment, what they do is go back to the same behavior they've been doing. No, not doing it. No more. At the end of the day, no more. All right. Here it is. And the last one. This one's powerful. And you know this is true right here. And this one's true. The last one is, people say to themselves, why they stay in a relationship so long, stay in bad relationships, they say, I won't be able to find someone better. I won't be able to find someone else. And you know what that is? And that is rooted in true insecurity. And I understand it. I get it. But what it is also what you're really saying, what they're really saying is, I am afraid that I will be alone. I'm afraid so I would rather stay in this toxic relationship rather than be alone. Okay? And the truth is, you don't have to be alone. The truth is, once you learn not only to heal, once you learn the techniques that we're going to teach y'all, once you learn all of these things, you won't be alone. I got to tell y'all this story. I'm almost done. I got to tell y'all this story. Last year, I told y'all about, I was in a different space. I was in a transition space. And I want to coach. I want to coach. I know I'm smart. I know I believe in myself. And I want to coach a new group of people who value what I do. And then I prayed about it and I said, God, and it came to me, and I told this the other day, and I remember it was when I was asleep, it came to me, and I got up and started praying, and I believe in God said, go where they go, okay? Do what they do. So I started finding out what people who are big, who are making millions of dollars, what are they doing? And then so I started finding out. So all while I was making this prayer, and I said, I want to have clients. I want to have clients I can grow with, people I can partner with, who have a message, who are just as powerful as me, but they want the same thing. And I said, God, bring me those people. And I just let it go. Because once you ask for something, you believe it, let it go. Don't worry about how it comes. Okay? So Milani Shani is a friend of mine from Atlanta. We went to school together. Years ago, but I didn't know she was doing this work that she's doing and healing people. I always say kind of Yala Van Zant ain't got nothing on her. So one day she texts me and she says, hey, I'm moving to Charlotte. Do you know any business people up there? Okay. And so what happened was, I was like, I said, yeah, I know some business people up there. She says, my business is growing. I want to grow it another. So I asked her about her business or whatever. And I said, wow. All of a sudden, we begin talking and how much synergy and what I can help her do with her business, what she can help me do with my business. And y'all, we are putting together this coaching program. But listen, I never sought out that. I simply put it out in the universe and said, this is what I desire. This is what I desire, and released it to God. And I allowed it to come in my life. Now we coaching all kinds of people. I helped her with her brand. She's helping me with the issues that I'm having. And now all of a sudden, we're going to be helping other people. See, the reason I say that is simply this, y'all. You got to be willing to deal with the things, the limiting beliefs that are holding you back. And this is my word of the day. There are limiting beliefs that are holding all us back. Okay? Things that we think about ourselves. And I thought about myself, I was like, everything's got to be perfect. I've been coaching, I've been on CNN, I've been on QVC, the biggest news, I've been on TV all around the globe. I've made hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars. And the truth is, y'all, there was an insecurity in me. And I said, what, are they smarter than me? The truth is, there were limiting beliefs in me that believed that, that everything had to be perfect. I could only do it if this. But the truth is, I got rid of all that. There are limiting beliefs in you. And now look what's attracting. All of y'all on a live because I was willing to release my limiting beliefs and said, you know what? I'm going to do it anyway. And most church folk, the problem with the church is, and I love the Lord, but the problem with the church is we do that pie in the sky religion. We say, oh, you just believe God if it's his will. God already told you it was his will. Now let's do some work. Stop working around. Let's do the work, y'all. God said faith without works is dead. And at the end of the day, you don't want to do the work. People don't want to heal. So look, that's my soapbox. Y'all, I am done. But just remember this. You can attract the man or woman of your dreams. You can have the relationship of your dreams. All you will, because we got to realize all of us are creators. We can create the future we desire. All we have to do is be willing to do the work. Those who are willing to do the work, soon and very soon is coming your way. Other than that, y'all, that's it for today. I'm Ken Canion. I'm your host of Love, Lust, and Lies. We'll talk later.